Yo, chat, I'm like literally about to go see the Bleach movie. Like for real, dude. I'm literally about to see it. It's about to be cinema. You already know, dude. I'm probably watching this a little late, but you know, better late than never. I'm alright, dude.
What's up, Vicco Nation? I'm Firm Boy. We're gonna go pick up Vicco and watch some Bleach.
What
man,
the?
You ready for Bleach, man?
Yeah, man.
Hell
You be
man.
cinema, man. Why you so close?
I'm about to watch Bleach, man. I've seen one episode, man. Film it. Just woke up 5 seconds ago, man. And rented this whole theater out, man, just to see Bleach, man. Rented it all out. Ain't that right, Vicco? All out, rented out, man. They got a Bleach movie, man.
10 out of 10, man. Cinema, man.
Do the cinema pose, man.
Oh my.
Man, the only thing I know about Bleach is Vicco's videos. Favorite part, big ass crack.
Yeah, man. It was cinema. Like, what can I say, man? Yo, what is up, Vicco gang? And of course, as you clearly just saw, yes, I did watch the first 3 episodes, right, of the 1,000-Year Blood War, the Calamity, in theaters. You know, I had to do it, man. We just had to do that, bro. It was a fun time. It's literally gonna be over like 20 days away at the time like this video probably gets posted. I'm recording this a bit after it, you know what I mean? And you know, like I can't exactly say it's gonna be a month away, but either way, like, comment, subscribe if you personally cannot wait for the 1,000-Year Blood War to officially come out, you know, on streaming services and stuff like that, because for me it's gonna be kind of an agonizing wait because they're gonna be showing these episodes one by one, dude. So I'm gonna have to rewatch these episodes, you know, week to week, you know, and that's gonna suck a little bit, but you know, it is what it is, of course, you know. But it's gonna be awesome that everyone else can see this. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this, maybe, who knows, but I'll try to like any important stuff, okay? So I'm not gonna lie, I want to say I want to try to do a spoiler free section, but what else am I really gonna say, right? It was, you know what, sure, little mini spoiler free section here, okay? So, you know, the movie, you know, the episodes that they showed, they were pretty good, but you know, I will say, like, it is definitely just the beginning, but at the same time, they don't like hold back, you know what I mean? It goes right into the action, literally smack, like we literally left off like from literally like right before like stuff was about to start happening. Like, it's kind of crazy, kind of funny how that happened. By the way, little mini disclaimer, I have not read through the entirety of Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War, just letting you know right now, but I'll get to something a little later, okay? So they like throw you right in, you know what I mean? There's action right off the bat, man. The episodes look great. Obviously, we've been known this, that the 1,000-Year Blood War anime looks great, like, obviously, and I will say that I don't think there was any like really standout animation per se, like but at the same time, that's not to diminish anything. It just looked really good. The animation was great and it looked great, you know what I mean? But there wasn't any like standout moments per se. You know, there were some moments that looked better than others, of course, you know, animation wise, you know. Other than that, it looked pretty all right, you know. It looked pretty good, you know, the stuff that you expect to see from the last part of 1,000-Year Blood War at the very least, right? But I will say as well, the episode, you know, the whole thing kind of did just end up quite abruptly. I will say that for sure, because obviously I'm assuming this is just the way 1,000-Year Blood War is. It's just non-stop action, I'm pretty sure, up to like right now, and 1,000-Year Blood is going to be non-stop freaking action. It's going to be a little hard to like, I guess, split episodes up without them feeling like, without them ending abruptly, you know what I mean? Like, it just is going to be, it just is what it's going to be, right? I'll definitely say that is a little mini gripe, but it is what it is type beat, right? Like, it's just, it can't help it. That's the case, and like, you know, then what my gripe is or nitpick, honestly, should be a non-existent one, right? But who knows, right? What do you guys think if you guys watched if you guys went to see it? And yeah, that's the end of the little mini spoiler section. Now we're gonna get into straight up spoilers, okay? You know, if you guys don't want to know, because even for, you know, manga readers already right now, spoiler warning, there was already anime original scenes section in this showing in the theaters. You know, there's already new anime only scenes that are quite frankly really great. They're really awesome segments, okay? So I'll get to them when I get to them. I'm just gonna go like a little mini overview of the episodes, okay? And then I'll go in somewhat depth about the anime only you know, new original content in the anime, okay? So first off, first episode was mostly, I completely forgot the names of the episodes. I'm gonna be straight up honest. If you guys can also put it in the comments or something like that, that'd be awesome. But they are names of the chapters that like basically correspond with, you know, about what's happening there. So the first episode that they showed, okay, was mostly about Yoruichi and Urahara versus Askin. All right, so boom, check this out. I'm gonna do something really funny with this video, okay? So boom and boom. Yoruichi and Urahara versus boom, yes, versus Askin, okay? Kind of funny, okay? Let me know how you guys feel about this video style. This is maybe the one and only time I might do something like this, but yeah, let me know. This is really funny, I think. But for right now, actually, Urahara is out of the picture, okay? It's Yoruichi versus Askin, okay? Like, you know, no, not really. That's not at all what happens, actually. It kind of leaves off where, you know, it lives where it left off in, you know, Cour 3, where Askin has Yoruichi on the ropes. You know, Yoruichi is, you know, she's almost out of commission. Askin's, Xeno power is that he can basically like his freaking whatchamacallit, oh my god, what were they called? His strip death dealing, right, is kind of busted, right? Like he can basically make you like make anything toxic to you. He can make your own blood toxic. And I think what he's been doing, I'm pretty sure what he's been doing to Yoruichi, right, is that he's been making her own spiritual pressure toxic to her. So like she is like quite literally incapable of doing anything. And he has her on the rope straight up, you know. Even Yoruichi's little brother, Yoshiro, I'm pretty sure that's his name, right? Like he's like literally dying. Like it looks like it's about to be done, but then out of nowhere, Goat comes in. Urahara comes in, saves the day. For the, not yet though, because he's like, yo, Yoruichi type poop. Like, what's up, man? And Askin's like, what the helly? And then Askin goes like, oh my gosh, is that Urahara? Oh my god, dude, like what is up with this? Like why do I always get like all the most difficult things like thrown onto me? And Urahara's like, dude, chill, what you mean by that, man? And then Askin's like, well, you're actually a part of Yuha's top 5 special threats or whatever. And Urahara's like, wow, that's quite flattering, you know, type poop, right? Anyways, like I said, I don't want to drag this out too long, okay? Because then Urahara obviously saves Yoruichi. He you know, I'm gonna be quite frank here. He kind of like taps her butt, but then he actually like saves her. He like puts this like, I don't know, like he's able to negate the effects of whatever Askin's been doing to her. You know what I mean? I guess for only 5 minutes. Okay, so then she wants to get right back into the fight. I don't even think she even has this form on anymore. Her Shuko like crazy like looking like electric goddess like thing she got going on, right? You know what I mean? Like what the, you know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about. Like I'm so sorry. I'm like really bad with Yoruichi's like forms, okay? Anyways, that's like doesn't really do anything against Askin at this very moment, right? Until obviously Urahara does the thing where he's like, when I turn this page, you're gonna transform. Yoruichi's like, what? And then boom, she goes freaking, what is this thing called? Hold up. So the thing is actually called Raiju Senkei, right? But then it's actually, you know what? Straight up, I'm look at this chat. Look at it. It's called Shunryu Kyokoku Bio Senki. Look at this crazy, like she's basically like a cat now, right? She's like this crazy thunder god cat or whatever the hell, dude. And basically it basically makes her immune to Askin's like effects, because I guess according to Urahara, like for whatever reason, like due to her nature as a cat now, like blah 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 blah, like she's changed her spiritual pressure 48 times in a second or some crazy crap like that, right? It's pretty crazy cool. She wallops a freaking Askin for a bit, and then you see that shot in the trailer that they showed a bit ago. I reacted to it, by the way, if you guys want to. Did I react to it? I'm pretty sure yeah, I did react to it. The most recent, I believe, Cour trailer, you know, for this, right? The Cour 4 trailer. It looks really good. The transformation looks really great, you know what I mean? And she's messing up Askin. She's like straight up messing him up. Like she like gives him a good one, okay? But then she's like stops. Like she stops and like, you know, she's like being like a cute cat mode, like, you know, like I guess like personality, whatever. She's like, you know, color with Yusuke. But then Askin gets mad. Askin actually does get mad, and he goes like straight up crazy Vol standing. Boom! Yeah, he goes into his crazy Vol standing form, and then literally as soon as that happens, Yoruichi, like the suppressant thing that Urahara gave her, like is already wearing off. So then she's basically taking out the fight, and then we have basically Urahara versus Askin, right? And I'll say this right now, chat, this shot from the original teaser of the 1,000-Year Blood War from literally December 2021, this teaser shot, you know, it's in this episode. And of course that's because Urahara uses his Bankai Kanon Biraki Benihime Aratame. Oh my god, it's so much aura. Oh my god. Nah, but this is already gonna start, chat. Anime original stuff already starts happening. The end part of the 1,000 of this thing, there's a little cute like interview with Kubo and 2 of the anime like directors or producers, and they basically explained that the scene in when Urahara activates Bankai is anime original, right? Because right when he activates it, you can see from the POV like first person shot of, you know, the Bankai avatar here, which is, as you can see, like more like kind of like a doll, right? I've been known this. I've been known that, you know, what his Bankai looks like, even though I haven't read the entire 1,000 Blood War, but it's a doll, right? And you can even hear like when it's like because okay, there's a first person shot of the doll like crawling up to like this curtain that Urahara like, you know, summoned basically, you know, for Bankai. Like you can like hear like the clanking and the clacking of the doll, right, as it's crawling up, and it's pretty sick. It's pretty freaking sick, right? So boom, that's anime shot number 1. Okay, like I said, I'm not going too in depth into like the episodes, but I'm basically saying what's happening right now. This video might be way longer than I want it to be, but you know, it is what it freaking is, dude. Anyways, so then basically this Urahara's Bankai allows him to basically prepare himself, like no matter what, basically. Askin actually took off one of his bracelets and like shot it into Urahara, and it basically like implanted itself into Urahara's eyes, and it, you know, like, and like it hurt, you know, obviously like it really hurt Urahara. The doll was, you know, the Bankai was able to fix that and patch that up, and that's the whole point. Even while they were fighting, there's like these you can see at times where Urahara's like limbs were like really bruised looking, screen, but that's because they were poisoned. He was in the process of being poisoned because, as I forgot to mention, yeah, as Askin got really mad, he put them into this giant Death Ball Deluxe thing. Basically made his own like domain, okay? His own big old arena thing where they're all encased in the Death Ball and it's all very poisonous, okay? Like they're all taking poison damage, right? But as soon as like a part of Urahara, or as soon as Urahara is getting like really poisoned, like the Bankai fixes him up, okay? I'm just probably say this anime original thing that they did with him. So Urahara starts doing this crazy stuff, right? Where just imagine Urahara's in Bankai still, right? He's still in Bankai. He doesn't have his hat. You know, he has like this patches on his, stitches on his on his face, right, and stuff. So Urahara's smacking around Askin here. He's straight up smacking him around. He like he's sending him through freaking buildings and crap, right? But then there's this is like one of the better looking like scenes, like shots or whatever, like sequences in these 3 episodes. He's right on like this stitching, right, that he summons. Like it kind of looks something like this. Like, it's gonna look really bad, okay, but it looks something like this, okay? Like on this like stitching like wire thing. He's like grinding on it. It's like falling him. I don't know how to explain it, but like, he's like going like it's really sick. And then it goes into a first person shot of him like kind of like going up, like kind of like a roller coaster. Like it's like from the back. Like there's a back shot, you know what I mean, of Urahara, where the thing is like this. I know this looks really bad, okay? It's basically like this, and it's like going up, like curling tight, you know what I mean? But then Urahara is on top, you know what I mean? He's like about to like, ooh, and then like, dude, it's really freaking sick. It's like super sick. So that was the first like really prominent, anime original thing in these first 3 episodes. It's really freaking sick, okay? So that's basically what happened in the first episode, Down to Blood War. Of course, it keeps going, and then out of nowhere, I should get this too. Then boom, out of nowhere, Grimmjow shows up, and he impales freaking Askin through the chest, ripping out his heart, and he crushes it, whatever. But then, of course, Askin's like, you know what? No, I don't care. I'm not losing like that. You know what I mean? And then he's about to make the freaking, he makes the Death Ball thing go haywire, go AWOL or whatever. And of course, it's knocking out, Grimmjow and even Urahara, because like, assuming Urahara hit his limit, he can't sustain the Bankai anymore or whatever, so then that turns off and everything, so it kind of looks like it's the end for them. But then it shows a little shot of Nelio. She's like on the building. He's like, oh wow, this is one of freaking the possibilities that Urahara actually came up with. That's crazy. What do I do? And then there's a lot more that goes into this, but I really don't want this video to be too long, but basically there's this whole dichotomy of like, Askin's like, dude, like being blown away by Urahara, that he has every, like, he can, like, the way Urahara is, he's prepared for any and everything, I mean, he's ready for, like, he has 1,000 freaking countermeasures for anything and everything that can possibly freaking happen, you know what I mean? And I'll say right now, I think my least favorite part of these first 3 episodes was there was a little bit of yapping between Askin and Urahara, but it was good yaps. It was decent yap about Askin's powers and the stuff with Urahara. It was all right, okay? So that's basically what that episode was, okay? And of course Askin, and falls and all that stuff, like he's defeated type. Ooh. So now we get into the second episode, which is mostly centered around Ichigo Orihime versus Yuwatch. Okay, he's like in this crazy freaking form, Soul King absorbed form or whatever. And this is, I don't know which episode was my favorite yet, but it's definitely between this second episode and the first episode, because there's a lot that happens in both of those episodes. Okay, but basically, okay, I won't say obviously, this is the main thing that happened. There's a bunch of other things that happen, of course, but this is the main thing that happened. Really cool back and forth between Yuha and Ichigo here. They tussle. They freaking tussle. Yuha has his little dream of Ichigo where I guess he dreamed of Ichigo killing straight up, but Ichigo was like in his base, like his old Shikai, like just the big one Zangetsu sword. That was interesting. Basically, Yuha this whole time was trying to rage bait Ichigo. This entire time he's just egging on Ichigo, and Ichigo's like, dude, shut the hell up. Oh, by the way, watch this in dub, because it was literally the only showing they had was in dub. It was good. It was good. It was pretty all right for the most part, I'll say so. I do like Ichigo's voice the most in dub, I'll be honest, but honestly it was all right. But either way, there was a lot of Ichigo trying to attack Yuha, and honestly he could not do a whole lot against Yuha. Like straight up, like he could not do, like he would throw a big old Getsuga Tensho and it would do absolutely friggin' nothing. Literally Ichigo would be like friggin' Getsuga Tensho, boom, and then nothing would happen. Because Yuha has like this sludge, like Soul King crap going on, and just like blocks any and everything. So it's like, okay, whatever it is. But then it was cute right before that I'm pretty sure there's an iconic moment where Orihime is now standing with Ichigo, and she feels really awesome and stuff like that, because instead of Ichigo trying to like protect her the whole time, like, no, don't do anything, I got this, he actually like kind of requested, Orihime's assistance, and she felt really nice, and that was really cute and cool. But yeah, like even with Orihime's help, with the blocking with her Shunrika or whatever, like sometimes it's too much. Oh, and she had a really cool scene. Okay, because of course this only Ichigo can only go on so long. So then he's actually on the ground. Oops. He's actually on the ground, right? And Yuha's like about to finish him off or something, or try to finish him off. But then Orihime stands in front like this, and oh yeah, they're almost losing. But then because Yuha then like turns on his spiritual pressure, like, do you really think that freaking a mere human, you know, a mere human woman could stand up to me, the god Yuha or whatever? You know, like, you know, it was finally they show spiritual pressure again. Like one of the sickest things in Bleach, but they like hardly do it now. But it was really sick. They did it here, you know, and it's holding down both Orihime and Ichigo. And I think what was happening here, pretty sure, like I said, I have like really bad memory, but trying to explain the best I can, that she was basically rejecting that, you know, like because Yuha was saying, oh, you can't really reject me fully because I'm technically part of Ichigo. You know what I mean? Like me and Ichigo share like same blood type, who, so like inherently, like you're like you're unconsciously like not, you know, rejecting me or whatever. And Orihime's like, screw you, basically, and like I reject Yuha straight up, like tough. And she was standing up against Yuha's like thing with her like shield and stuff and trying to heal Ichigo at the same time. It was really sick. That was honestly a really sick moment. Right, it was just enough to Ichigo for Ichigo to get, hopefully for Ichigo to get back up and go again. There's this really cool scene where Orihime tries to this I'm saying this backwards, by the way. This happens first, what I'm about to say, and then what I just said. Right before Ichigo is about to go again, he's like, huh? And then Orihime's like, stop. And then like she, oh my god, she grabs his sleeve for half a second, and Ichigo is like kind of like, he does hesitate a little bit, but then he still tries to go like whoosh, and then he eventually does kind of like go at him, and he goes like this really cool. This part looks really sick too, where he like she's trying to go like back and forth, trying to like outmaneuver like Yuha or something. It looks really sick, him doing that, I won't lie. It does look pretty sick. Ichigo trying to outmaneuver Yuha. It's crap. He keeps trying to go like and it it's really cool, I won't lie. Yeah, I did like that. And then I don't remember if this happens in this episode or the next episode, I won't lie, but no, I think it happens in this episode. I don't think there's a whole lot of anime original content in this episode. I believe if there was, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there was. But of course at the end of the episode, because you know how I was saying, I think I'm like literally remembering right now, guys, by the way. I already don't remember what I just said, what happened. This part where Ichigo was on the ground, but basically he's on the ground, right? And then he's like, thank you, Orihime, or whatever. I completely forgot what exactly happens here. But then he starts like powering up, like it looks really good. It looks awesome. Where like this orange, like crazy, like aura is like radiating from behind. It's a really cool visual. It's like, you know what I mean? Hold up, let me try to visualize it at least a little bit here. You know, it's like, oh my god, bro. It's like, it's like, I don't know how to explain. It's like there's like golden like particles in it. It looks super sick. This is honestly a really bad representation, but it's really awesome looking. I'm telling you right now, it looks amazing, right? And then Yuha's like, oh, so that's what you've been like hiding from me or trying to do this whole time or whatever. And it's Ichigo, right? I think maybe if you guys read the manga, you guys know this, but then this amazing shot happens. Oh my lord. And you guys probably already know this by now, but yeah, I have this inverted. Yuha's more so on the left side and they're on the right side. Anyways, yeah, this amazing shot happens here. Low-key, I think this is like the shot, you know, the sequence that they tried the most on, because this looked fantastic. Like this, what you guys saw in the trailer is slightly more what you guys saw, what is shown here. Yeah, I'm just putting it out there, and then it literally stops right there, and then we go into that next episode. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And then yeah, obviously there's a lot more that goes on in these episodes, but I'm really trying to go at a decent pace here. And of course, while all that's happening, you know, as you can see, I already have my screen blank right now. In the middle of all this, you know, obviously between the first episode and this episode, this is also happening. Uryu versus Ash Wolf, okay? And of course, I'm assuming it's already anime original enough with Uryu's Volst ending happening here, but something crazy happens, which like I just said, I never read the manga, but I almost know for a fact this did not happen in the manga. This is where, as I said, the other anime original stuff happens, okay? Because I'm pretty sure originally in the manga, right, I think, like I said, I don't know, but like even I know this is an anime original scene, because the way this works is that Yuha and Jugram like switch the Almighty, right? I don't think straight up Jugram has the 100% Almighty like Yuha, but he has it, right? And I'm assuming I guess straight up turns off for Jugram and then Yuha has it, but in the anime they both have it still, and Yuha is awake and everything. So what I mean by that is like, yes, as you saw at the end of the, you know, the last Cour or whatever, I'm assuming you know, you guys read the manga and stuff, he has the Almighty eyes, right? But then I don't know why this happens, but let's say Jugram kind of takes a new transformation of some sort, okay? I'm literally referring to a picture from, you know, the freaking episode or whatever. It's literally like the splash screen art or whatever, like, you know, midway through the episode, okay? So then this is basically what it looks like. It looks cooler in motion, and obviously it's gonna look cooler than what I do here, but he literally looks like this, okay? So boom, okay, and then boom, and it's literally this exact pose, by the way. It's It's like this exact freaking pose. Boom. And then he has like this stuff jutting out from here, type poop, type ting. And then I believe these are almighty eyes on this, I'm gonna just say almighty like cloak he has going on here. He has like these weird looking eyeballs going on, I believe, over here and over here. Okay. Now, like I said, of course, he still has like the almighty eyes, but then he has like this crap going on his face here. He has this stuff going on around his eyes and face area. So yes, Jugram has a new transformation of some sorts, like almighty Jugram, like straight up. It looks crazy. It looks really crazy. It looks obviously way cooler than what I'm doing here, but it's kind of what it looks like. I wish show you guys the picture, but I don't want to risk anything. Okay, but yes, Jugram has a whole new, all new transformation that only happens in the anime. I'm almost positive. And yeah, that is basically the coolest stuff that happens. Uryu tries like all these cool little tricks where he tries to like he kind of like raises his hand or arm on walls and stuff, trying to catch Jugram off guard and stuff. But of course, what I just said with Jugram happens. That's the last thing that happens, and then their fight cuts off right there. So really cool stuff that's happening in the 1,000 Year Blood War, the Calamity. Right now. So then the next episode is mostly Gerard versus the Soul Reapers, straight up, because now what happens here is Gerard versus the Visor. Gerard versus the Visor, right? They're all in like a little building type poop thing. You know what I mean? Like, let's get them. Or, oh no, there's actually this cool little like moment. Like the first thing that happens is Yori here actually goes like up behind Gerard here, and she's like talking her smack or whatever, and then she shoots a Sarah, I'm pretty sure, but then like doesn't really do a whole lot. And Gerard's like, you really thought I was going to do anything? And I don't know where all the other Visors start going crazy with their own attacks from their Shikais and stuff. I'm not gonna lie and try to pretend I know all their names. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure she initiated it, and then I believe, I don't remember. All I know is that, oh, and then this guy Rose, he was down here. Rose was down here, and he's like, hiya, with his like kind of like his whip Shikai. He hits Gerard there, and then Love over here, he turns on his Shikai. Love, he turns on his Shikai, and then he wallops friggin' Gerard. And then both Kensei and Mashiro do like a double attack on him, like right here, like basically they hit him like kind of like right here and like right here type thing. And there's like whoosh, and then like whoosh, like right there type. Kensei and Mashiro do this, right? All thing was Rose, and then my god, this lady Lisa, that's her name, Lisa. Okay, yeah, this is Lisa. I almost confused her with the now. This is Lisa, right? I think both her and Love hit Gerard. I forgot when Hachi attacks. I'm not gonna lie, but of course he attacks. And then Shinji freaking turns on Sakinade and makes the world upside down. And Gerard's like, wow, that was a cute trick or whatever, but then actually like does something, because he actually does get tripped up and like gets hit by something. And then a cute little moment at the end, finally, when everyone gets their own little cute attacks off. It's kind of funny because they're like, boom, oh shoot, they all shoot their own little Ceros. Boom. Boom. You know what I mean? Like type ting. I actually don't remember whose color is which. I'm just putting random colors. Chat. Doing boom, and then big old explosion, big old crazy explosion. Boosh, boosh. You know what I mean? Boosh. Right? And they're like, we did it, and then freaking Gerard, just nothing happened to him, by the way. Unfortunately, this is all anime original, obviously, right? This freaking Visor like confrontation versus Gerard. Gerard just goes boom, like he just like freaking charges at him, clotheslines them, and he knocks all of them out off the building. They all just crash into the ground, and boom, that was it. He was just like, oh, and then they all just freaking get annihilated, and then like they're all just scattered on the ground, like just crash into the ground. And yeah, and then of course I was like, wahaha, like I'm the GOAT, wahaha. And then I don't know where Toshiro reappears. Of course, this is not his fit that he has here. He has a really sick entrance where like he kind of like pops up from behind, I believe, and he's like this tall. He's like literally like not even this big, right? He's like really itty bitty, right? But he's like behind here. Oh yeah, he was about to like finish him off, but then Gerard was about to finish off. He was about to finish him off. He was like literally about to like punch him again or over, but then Toshiro from behind, he freezes Gerard's arm, right? It looks really sick, like, and then he freezes his arm. Toshiro kind of like hits like this crazy like jump over him and then backwards, and he's like this, and then he goes on and then he's like this, and then he like full on freezes Gerard, like, you know what I mean, like type poop. It looks really sick. But then Gerard's like, no. And then like every time Toshiro like frees them, it looks really sick, right? And then he's like, oh, well, that's crazy. And then he's actually there with Byakuya, and Byakuya's like, well, this is kind of a predicament. And then it's like exchange like these little cute jokes, and like something. Byakuya says something about short, and then Toshiro's like, dude, what the hell, man? You were talking about me, like you're talking about how I'm short. And then Byakuya's like, no, my bad. And he's like, I didn't do that, my bad. And you say sorry. It's whatever, dude, whatever. Little key, yeah. Oh yeah, Gerard's about to attack, and he's like, yo, and then they were both literally literally ready to hit him with a ice attack and then a Senbon Sakura attack. And out of nowhere, the goat, Kenpachi, comes out of nowhere. He lobs off freaking Gerard's arm. And then Gerard's like, what the hell, Leonte? But then he just grows it back like nothing. And then like that. I think you guys seen that one pose where he's like, has his arm out. Kind of looks tough as hell. He's like, I'm the miracle. Nothing can happen to me. And then everyone's like, what the hell? That's crazy. How do you do that? Right? And they're like, oh, I guess I just found her or whatever. And then, you know, Kenpachi tries to tussle with him a little bit. He gets freaking literally. He gets friggin' tossed around a little bit. He gets punched into like Narnia or whatever. And then, of course, Kenpachi turns on his Nozurashi. Pretty tough. And then, honestly, chat, not a whole lot happens after this. You know, Kenpachi tries to attack. They all try to attack Gerard now. But I guess Gerard's sword, whenever it's chipped, so they start attacking his sword, right? They're trying to like break his sword. I mean, Kenpachi wanted to clash with Gerard's sword, but then he chipped it, and then he took damage. And then, you know, Kenpachi took damage. And then both Toshiro and Byakuya also attack his sword. I think they wanted to try to like break it or something. They both also get damaged. And then Gerard's like, oh, you attack my sword, you get freaking hit or whatever because I'm the miracle, blah, blah, blah. And then the episode kind of just ends. Like straight up, the episode just kind of. And then, yeah, like I said, I probably missed a lot of important other details. But, you know, I basically just said what happens in these episodes, you know. So let me know how you guys thought about that. I thought this was kind of funny how I did this maybe. But overall, really good starting episodes for sure. And I think these episodes, by the way, when these episodes were playing back to back, they flowed extremely well into each other because they obviously don't have the outro and the endings in them, the opening and ending songs or whatever, you know, segments. So they flowed really, really well into each other, like extremely well. So that was cool. But like I said, I'm pretty sure that this last part of 1000 Year Blood War is supposed to be constant fighting. So that's probably why it felt really abrupt where it ended like that. It felt very abrupt to me because probably, like I just said, it's going to be all action. And I can't wait because I bet these are the lighter episodes that, you know, I mean, like obviously these are the more chill episodes, I'm assuming, in the entirety of Cour 4. So let's friggin' see what Bleach has in store, man. That was a really cool experience. I got to watch Bleach in theaters. You know, who knows if they plan on doing more theatrical releases post 1000 Blood War. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Am I right, chat? You know, it might be one hell of a time. Am I right? No, I don't know if they're gonna do all that, but I mean, who freaking knows? Literally, who freaking knows, right? Anyways, chat, if you guys enjoyed the video, of course, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys were able to watch these episodes in theaters, please let me know about that as well, man, because that's really cool if you guys were able to. And if you guys weren't able to, I'm so sorry you guys couldn't have done that, but you know, hopefully you guys are ready to see these episodes when they come out, so you guys can see what I saw and what other people saw in the theaters type whoopity scoop. Anyways, chat, with that, all that being said, man, has been yours truly, friggin' Vicco, and I am freaking gone. Sub now.